Hi, it's Darnell with Way Over Recipes, and this is my review of the Bella Flip Store Waffle Maker. So let's go ahead and get it unboxed. Alright, so now that everything's unboxed, let me show you what it comes with. We've got some paperwork, a manual, got a quick start guide, and I'm going to show you the power plug here. It's a 2-prong polarized plug. It's not a very long plug, well, not a very long cord. It's got a cord management strap. Also, it's got cord management here on the side to wrap it around if you choose to basically store it with that. And the cooker is 1,000 watts. So at just 1,000 watts, you basically want to be careful with anything else you have on the same circuit, because at 1,000 watts, it's taking over half the maximum. It's going to take over 50% of the maximum wattage. So if you have anything else high wattage on the circuit, it's going to blow. If you have something very low wattage, like maybe a small toaster or something, you should be fine. Now we'll be going inside of things in a moment, but I wanted to mention that the waffle maker has ceramic plates. They say that those ceramic plates use their Evergood ceramic non-stick coating, and they say that's made without PFAS, PFOA, PTFE, lead, and cadmium. So they say none of that's in there, but do your own research. And the dimensions of the waffle maker are 13.07 inches in height, 4.64 inches in width, and 12.51 inches in depth, and do some independent measurements later. It makes 7-inch wide waffles that are 1.5 inches thick. Now they do give some notes about some things to be aware of with this waffle maker that I do want to share with you directly from their manual. And they say, note, your waffle maker may emit a small amount of smoke and or odor when you use it for the first time. This is normal and harmless. However, we recommend that you do not eat the first waffle you make with the waffle maker. So the way I see that, I would think at best that waffle is going to taste terrible, because it's going to have chemicals, from the shipping process. That's at best. But as I said, do your own research, and I'll leave that at that. And, I think since they want to, tell you that you got to waste a waffle, they should give you some starter waffle mix. They should give you a one-shot starter waffle mix pack and say, use this for your initial waffle and throw it away. Don't use, don't eat it, just to go through this process that they recommend that you do, instead of having to go through your own, waffle mix one time, going through some of your own ingredients. That's just my opinion. And they do caution, do not use oil from an aerosol sprayer. So no canned aerosol oil sprays. I use basically like a hand pump with like some extra light olive oil, and learn about extra light olive oil if you're not familiar with that. But you can use a high smoke point oil, like a hand pump sprayer or a mister. But the aerosol stuff, they say, is not good. They say, caution, do not use cooking sprays. They can cause buildup on the cooking plates and may affect the ceramic non-stick performance of the product, because those aerosol cooking sprays, all of them, even the ones that say they're olive oil, they have things in them that end up sticking to things. They also mention that this waffle maker should only be used for making waffles. So they're not taking any responsibility if you want to try and use it as a sandwich press. They are saying only make waffles in it. So that's their caution to you there. And it weighs 3.3 pounds. Now I'll show you more in a close-up view in a moment, but just to show you around things, it's pretty simple, pretty basic. It's a waffle maker. It's very light, very easy to manipulate. I think anybody, will be able to handle this easily, even if you're weaker in person. Now, if this review reaches a point that's not to your liking, in the video description there are timestamps, and there's also the chapters feature to advance to another point. Also here on the channel there are over 900 videos using different cookers, and also that covers over 90 different cookers. So there's a whole lot here on the channel for you to enjoy, but as I said, there's a lot more going on in this review, and we'll get into that right now. Okay, so now giving you a closer up view of things. Once we get it plugged in, you'll see this light come on. We'll talk about that later. Over on this side, you have the cord management here, and you have a little button that is going to be very important. We'll talk about that now. And you see the cord here. But when you first receive this waffle maker, it's in basically what's called their storage configuration. So it's going to be kind of setting up like this. The latch won't be on it, but it'll probably, you know, when you pull it out of the box, it'll be able to just fold down like that and up like this. And there's this clip. This clip is only used during storage, so you'd only lock it in when you're doing storage. You wouldn't lock that clip when you're making waffles. And so it opens like that, and you could, like, you know, pour your batter in on the plates here. But when you need to start making a waffle, you have to make some adjustments. And you see this basically right here. It's this B is actually an arrow. They use their B, but it's an arrow. And it's pointing to this lock position. So that lock position is the storage position that the B is pointing to. Once you get your batter and all in and you want to start making waffles, you need to turn that after you've got your batter in there for, you know, like you want to make a waffle. Turn that B over to this position here, and things kind of click, and then you put the top plate on like that. And after you do that, then you flip it back like that, and you let it cook your waffle till your waffle's done, and you can open up, get your waffle out or what have you. Then when you're ready to store again, then you've got to turn this thing up, and you've got to turn this knob back to that lock position to lock things in, and you can lock it with your clip, your storage clip here, and have things done that way. So that's basically how you manipulate it when you're cooking versus when you're storing. This button, you're going to have to take some time to get used to using it and how it functions. Alright, so now I've got the waffle maker open in the position where you can swivel things any which way you want, and this will be really the position you want things in when you're cooking. So you can put it in one side, close, and then just easily flip over to the other side. But you can't spread it like with both sides down fully flat. This is as wide as you can get it. And so I just wanted to do some measurements of things. When you've got it, like, you know, let's say you need space to flip it to both sides, so you need to know how far that is. So you've got about, I think I got it even there. And then over on this side, we get to about 20 inches. You're going to need like 20 inches or more to be able to flip this thing back and forth like that. Now when I've got it stood straight up, let's see what we get. We are at about a little under 12 inches. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, it's under 12 inches is what I'm seeing there. So that's your, you know, basically your measurements. And if you do it just 1/2, I mean 1/2 is about like 12 inches or so. But you're supposed to, after you put your batter in, flip to the other side to get an evenly cooked waffle. You're not supposed to put your batter in, close it, and just leave it on one side. That's not how it works. You're supposed to put it in and flip to the other for it to cook evenly. So you need space to get things fully spread out there. I'm going to do from the front to the back. I'm going from the cord management to the front here. And that's just over 11 inches. I mean, just marginally over 12 inches. Probably not even 1.25 inches. So those are the measurements. Alright, so now I've got the Bella next to the all-clad stainless steel waffle maker. There is a review here on the channel, and I will point out that in that review I mistakenly used the locking tab here during the actual cook, which you only are supposed to use during storage, like with the Bella. But other than that, it shows you in that review how to use this waffle maker here. And so basically side by side, the all-clad is much larger. I mean, it's huge by comparison, and it makes bigger, deeper Belgian waffles because the plate is, let's see if I hold it up, you can see how deep that plate is versus the Bella's depth. It's much deeper on the all-clad. And the all-clad has removable plates. You can remove these. Now the Bella plates are not removable, but since it's ceramic, it should be easy cleaning. This is not ceramic, and so, you know, there are the pros and cons of ceramic versus not ceramic, and removable versus, you know, just being able to just wipe things out there. And it is smaller, so it's not going to be as much work as with these larger plates. Also, the all-clad has a catcher in the back, so like any spillage, overage, goes into, let's see if I can get a better look at it, goes into this catcher that spills out the back. The Bella, if you overfill it, you're just going to have stuff spilling over the sides and such, whereas the all-clad compensates with a spillway out the back. The all-clad also is a 1600 watt cooker versus the Bella, which is 1000 watts, so there's a big difference in wattage there too. Alright, so now I'm going to close it up and do an initial plug-in. And so here we go with the plug-in. So it's plugged in. Once it's plugged in, you see this light here comes on orange. That light stays orange until it's fully reached temp. Once it reaches temp, that light will turn white. And so basically this has no on-off like switch or button. You're either plugged in cooking waffles or you're unplugged and you're not. That's it. When it's plugged in, it's heating, and that's all there is to it. So we're just going to let it basically run for a moment and get itself preheated. Alright, and the indicators turned white, so that means things are fully preheated. And so now I'm just going to do some feeling around. I feel no heat at all on the counter. Totally cool. Here's totally cool. Here, just a little warm, but I could keep my hand there as long as I want. So it's pretty well insulated. I mean, I don't even feel heat here, underneath here. I can keep my hand there forever. So that's pretty good. So now I'm using a thermal imaging camera, and so you can see that there's only heat right around where the ceramic plates show. Everything else is cool. The white is the hottest area, where the red target is, and where blue is, that's where it's coolest, so it goes from white to red on down the color scale. But pretty nice. I mean, I'm impressed with how well insulated things are. But it does appear that on top, when I go to the top view, I'm seeing some hot spots. So yeah, there are hot spots. Even though I have my hand like over here, I'm feeling like some hot spots that are hotter over there. And it is hotter over there. I wouldn't want to keep my hand in those hot spots. So there's not bad at all, but yeah, so it has some areas on the top that are hot, actually. So it's good the thermal imaging camera helped to bring that out for us. Alright, so now I'm going to open up the waffle maker and see what the temperature is inside. So with things open, let's see what the thermal imaging camera says. It says that the inside is in the 360s is what it's reading. So it's in the 360 range inside of there. 350, 360. So less than 400 degrees, but you know, in that 350-ish range, 350, 360, you know, which is about what you'd want for some waffles. So that's pretty good. Alright, so I've got my almond whole wheat waffle batter there. I'll flash the recipe on the screen. And so I guess we could also call this waste a waffle time, since I have to waste a waffle. So I'm going to go ahead and you're supposed to get like a cup or 3/4 cup of your waffle batter that you're using. And just kind of put it in and cover everything well. And they don't say, as far as waffle batter, use this, that, or whatever. They don't give any details or guidance on that regard of things. You just use the waffle batter that you prefer. So I'm just covering the tops. You want to make sure that you cover the tops. I'm going to need a little more than a cup. And I made extra of my waffle batter to be able to, touch the side there, it's hot. Be able to make sure that I have extra to put more in. So I think I'm covering the tops well now. And I'm going to go ahead and now you do the close. And after you close, you do the flip. So there's our flip. And basically what you do now is you wait until this orange light turns white again. At that point, your waffle's supposed to be done. Alright, so the waffle's done. Didn't take long. And it does do a little click when it's done to kind of help you out. So that's our finished waffle. So now I'm going to go ahead and get the waffle on out. So See how easy that is? Oh, no stick at all. That's ceramic. Yeah, I mean, that's perfect. Nothing at all on the plate. Perfectly done. Perfectly cooked waffle. I'm going to go ahead and unplug it. And, oh, I've got, it seems like the waffle itself is done, but this area here on the side that came out is still undone. So, you know, you don't want to, you'd have to clip that little piece off. This kind of stuck out off the edge. And so that didn't get cooked. Whereas on this other side, I didn't have any sticking out. And so everything cooked very well there. I'm going to go ahead and just break the waffle apart, just to kind of show you inside. You see, you know, inside everything's fully cooked. So the waffle's fully cooked. It's just a small area on that side there. Everything else on the edges of my waffle are cooked. It's just you want to be careful not to overfill over the edge any, or that part might not cook as well. And something I mentioned earlier that I didn't do but you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put some oil on the plates, but you're not supposed to use a spray bottle type of sprayer for that. But you're supposed to oil the plates before you put the waffle in. So even though I didn't do that, things still came off pretty nice. Now I want to talk about cleaning. Basically, to clean, you're supposed to unplug, let it cool down, and if you cook the waffles fully, you should be able to just like wipe the plates clean. I mean, I've got nothing on my plates. I guess I could wipe them off when it's cool just for good measure. And of course, you never submerge the waffle maker in water, never put it in a dishwasher. Don't use anything abrasive during your cleaning. And if anything gets stuck to the plates, they say that you should be able to put some oil on that little stuck piece, wait 5 to 7 minutes, and then you should be able to wipe it off. So let's talk about the warranty. The waffle maker comes with a 2-year limited warranty, so that's pretty good. And so the waffle maker was able to do everything that it was tasked to do, and I like that it works fast. It heated up pretty quick. It got the waffle done pretty quick. I mean, that thing was and done. So pretty good deal. Non-stick, comes right up. And so nothing in this video is sponsored. Nothing's given to me. I like things that way. But in the video description there are lots of ways to help the channel. Also, you can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. Again, that's superwaveovenrecipes.com. Buy me a coffee link there. Also in the video description there's buy me a coffee link. There's membership, merch, donations. There's also a link to my Amazon shop in the video description where you pay the same price, help the channel. Just make sure you're on the Wave Oven Recipes channel when you do that. And so, with all of that said, if you did like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.